Oh, little Sony. Even a child could vlog his worries about not getting enough apple juice. It's the tiniest full-frame camera you've ever seen. Don't move. Is it better than the A7III as an A7III owner now? Let's talk about it.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So we're on the Sony A7C with the Tamron 17-28, 22.8. Thank you to Camera Canada for lending it to me. When you go into Camera Canada, you ask for a favor. They got your back. They will off your mother-in-law, or they will make her dinner, whatever your choosing is. They'll do it. So today we discuss whether or not the A7C is an upgrade. In my opinion, it is in a lot of ways, unless I can convince myself otherwise. First thing, stabilization. Let's talk about that. It's worse than the A7III, but potentially superior. We'll get to that. How is this, though? Is it somewhat doable if we walk carefully? Oh, I can see it shaking. I still haven't learned how to do this. But if I wanted to actually walk, how's that doing? Is there warpy stuff? We must know. This is what it hinges on for me, because if this is usable, stabilization-wise, I know it's not Panasonic level, but it's acceptable. If it is, then this is the superior camera in every way, and things you thought were bad about this, I will prove are good. We got the Flippy screen. We'll get to that. We're going to get to so many things, I'm going to forget each one. Okay, first things first, I want to see if this Flippy screen is useful for manually focusing. I brought the Laowa 15mm Tony 2. Can I get myself in focus using this? If not, what's the point? Sony has the worst screens on earth, the resolution of a hot dog. Let's see. Okay, I am out of focus. We're starting out of focus. We're double tapping. That tapped somewhere else. We're moving the thing over. I now see myself. Okay, this is where I want to be. Nope, overshot it. Perfect eye focus. Achieved. Adjusting. That was a mistake. We're at it. We got it. Flippy screen confirmed. Now, somebody in the comments told me this Laowa lens is not supported by the IBIS somehow. So we got 5-axis IBIS, but with this lens, it's 3-axis because it's bullshit. So this should be the worst thing you've ever seen in your life, especially if we pick it up a notch. Is it? Because I brought this out and I was like, oh, Sony IBIS is not that bad, because I was judging that theory off the Tamron lens, which was doable somewhat, minorly. And then I brought this thing out and it was like, oh, okay, you're only using 2/3 of your worst potential. So what I want to see now, we're going to stabilize with that Catalyst browse piece of shit. Let's turn off the IBIS, because that's what you have to do. Okay, now the IBIS is off. Do you even see a difference? Probably not. You probably don't even see it. So when it comes to Catalyst browse, let's bring it in a notch and browse our way through life. Now, this is the hidden key. It's a good one, Sony. That's a good one. So Catalyst browse does not work on non-native lenses. So the Laowa, that hurts. There's a bunch of non-natives. The Tamrons, that works. We'll see it. I gotta tell you though, this is basically unusable, the Catalyst browse. I just rendered one clip. It was 22 seconds. Took me 5 minutes to render. I'm on my second clip, which was a 5-minute clip. It's already been 15 minutes. It says 1 hour remaining. That could take 3 hours for all we know. And you can't batch do it. I have like 8 clips here from that vlog, maybe 10. You have to do them each at a time. So you can't just, oh, I'll do them all, I'll come back, I'll go out. You can't. You gotta do one, wait, do the next, wait. Wow. It's such a shame because it's so smooth. It looks like a gimbal. It's fantastic. If you're willing to put in this bitch time, oh, it hurts. I couldn't do it. There's no way I could incorporate this into my workflow. So enjoy the rest of the video. Just know that all the 15mm Laowa clips, I'm stabilizing in DaVinci, which probably won't look that great. And then I do switch back to the Tamron, and then I'll stabilize those, so you'll see that. So, yay. If you're willing to waste your hobo scrub time doing this, how long did it take? I'll try to time it. We'll see, I'll put how long this vlog is, and then how long it took to stabilize all this footage. Wow, that's a lot of time. I hate that workflow where you get home, you want to edit, you're curious to see how everything looked. It's like, all right, and then you render and then you're wasting time. Go read a book, asshole. But it's a conundrum because the IBIS in the Sony A7III is slightly better from what we've heard, but then you can do this with this body and it's even smaller, but you waste time. So if you don't mind spending the time, you have a gimbal for free. Just time costs money. If Sony would have just put that little 1.1 times crop in it, like the A7S III, and so you could move your sensor more, we would be having no discussion here. This is the camera to get for sure. But why didn't you put that in there? And one annoying thing, the Sony A7C has the touch to tracking autofocus. So it's like, all right, touch on some squirrels. That's on me. That's on me, I'm a creep. Doesn't work in 120 frames per second. When else would you ever need it? That's when. That was the time. So you can't do it. I was searching forever. I couldn't even find it. Had to look up a tutorial. Oh, turn the tracking on. Why isn't it on? Let's see if the touch tracking works for the skull. I just touched him. Is it doing it? Will it do it between the things? It jumped. It jumped onto the forearm. Oh, you piece of shit. Tracking piece of shit. I retapped. I panicked on that one. How we doing on it? Oh, wow. Is it amazing? Is this good content? Will it jump again? Oh, it jumped again. Oh, it's on this now. Oh, that is some bullshit system, Sony. Now, one advantage of the Sony A7C is you have the eye tracking in video. I used to say that's bullshit, but on my Samsung NX1, I'd lean in sometimes and it would like focus on my ear or something. Like it has face detect and they're like, the ear is part of the face. That's what you want, probably. It wasn't. So that's nice to have, although I'm using a manual focus lens. I'm a moron. But how has the stabilization been on this lens that shouldn't behave well with the IBIS, but turning the IBIS off, is it fine in the Catalyst Browse system that took me 17 hours to render? Let's actually switch back to the Tamron with Catalyst Browse and see what kind of crop that's like. With 17 mils, still feels like a 28. Okay, now we're on the Tamron, no stabilization, engage. Engage. Is that too tight now? That's a 17mm handheld. In fact, let's be freaky with it. Let's get freaky. There, we got it. Oh, we got it now. So we're on the tripod. I wonder which tripod it is. I better ask in the comments instead of looking in the description where every YouTuber on earth puts the gear they use. What is that? It's in the description. So we're on the Nebula. We're in HLG, by the way. Autofocus tracking. Zebras. Confirmed. On my head now. That's bullshit, Sony. It's not very nice. So this is how I'm used to vlogging, but on the Sony system, I find you can't even do it. You have to handhold by the lens. What is there, a parade? It's a parade. I won't film them, they're children. It's a parade of children. So this is how wide the shot should look. This is what we could be experiencing, but the Stabe, not so great. And then we suck it on in. And it should be good, or what? So let's get to one of the, what I thought was gonna be a negative of this camera, but it doesn't seem to be. There's like no function buttons, but thanks to ancient Roman technology, you can just remap pretty much anything. So I got my APS-C punch in on the one button. Can we do that during video? Which button was that? You cannot. That's good times. But I changed everything, the IBIS settings off. I think you can get by. As a YouTuber scrub, you don't need to do much. And another thing, I found a life hack around the stupid custom dials. So originally, you save something to custom one, 4K 24p in aperture priority. That's what we're in now. If you want to switch to manual, you can't. It's so stupid. You got to go back out into the movie mode. So know that in advance and just save manual to the M1. There's like custom 1, 2, 3 and then M1, 2, 3, 4. Save it there and then you can switch into that. It's stupid, but you can do it. Hey, we got some sun. The whole thing's been in the shade. Can't tell the details on the screen anyway, but so far, I think this is the superior camera to the A7III. It has the better autofocus. It's smaller and lighter quite a bit. It looks cute. It's got the silver top. It's okay. Now that I see it in person, it's not as impressive as I thought. It's somewhat okay. It's not like a Fuji. You need the hump on the top, a humpback whale. But I gotta tell you, I'm pretty impressed with the Sony so far. I took a picture the other day of something. I can't say what. I'm considering selling something from ancient times. And so I took a picture of it with the Fuji and the Viltrox, and I was like, it's not even in focus. I was probably within the minimal focus distance, but I was like, why aren't I taking the picture with the Sony A7III? And then I did, and I was like, I couldn't believe like how much better it looked. Sure, the Fuji was out of focus. It's a fair comparison. It looks so dynamic and three-dimensional. I was like, wow. The 8-bit files, good enough. Sony colors, I'm a fan. HLG3, I barely have to touch it. I'm tweaking it little bits. There's lots of things you can do in the menus to a little bit less red. That's the only thing. My face is usually very red. So I've been doing it notch down a little bit, bring it to yellow, you know what I mean? But I think you can get that stuff all in the menu, and just right now red's down 2. So I'll keep playing with it, but I should eventually be able to get a look straight out of camera that I don't have to touch. I'm happy with it. 8 bits, I wish it was 6. I wish it was 6. Can we run? Sony, stabilization. Let's switch back to IBIS to end the video, just so we can see it. You've been witnessing the catalyst browse stabilization the whole time since I mentioned it. So let's go. There, we're back on IBIS. Is it somewhat doable? Is that car gonna kill me? Do you want to witness the car killing me? He spared me. It's one of the good ones. It's good to be alive. If this is even remotely acceptable now on the tripod and walking slow, that's a great camera. I got to admit, I wish they had a bit more video features, but they don't. You got to live with it. It's kind of annoying that it's just like old technology. It's similar to the A6600 when it came out. It's like, you already had that. So whatever, but it's still good. They know that. So it's a scrub machine. It's tiny. I like it. I like it a lot. Autofocus probably didn't even lose me once. That's guaranteed, except when I was on the manual focus lens. You know what I mean? So we'll do some more tests. Let me know what you want to see. Thank you, Camera Canada, for lending me the unit, and I'm out of here. Subscribe for more videos. I'll see you after.